A Wisconsin company claims it will be the first in the country to implant microchips in most of its employees. 3 Square Market plans to implant chips like these in the hands of volunteers among its workforce. The technology replaces ID cards used to open doors and operate office equipment. Jamie Yukos is at the company's headquarters in River Falls, Wisconsin, to look at the privacy concerns raised by the plans. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning. 3 Square Market has about 80 employees, and the place they'll use the technology the most is probably right here in the break room, whether they're buying fruit snacks or maybe some Lucky Charms. In order to pay, they won't use a credit card. All they'll have to do is flick their wrist.
By next week, more than 50 3 Square Market employees will have bionic hands with a credit card chip implanted near their wrist.
You just swipe your hand.
Basically, it's a serial number that is assigned to your credit card.
The company is offering the chips, which cost about $300 a piece, to its employees for free. The owner, Todd Westby, his wife and 2 children will also be getting microchips.
You're not going to be tracking your employees around town to see what they're up to and what they're doing.
No, we will not. It's for entrance to the building, logging into computers, making purchases in our break room market, things of that nature.
Employees will now have 2 ways to get into the building. They can either use the traditional keypad with their ID number, or if they're microchipped, they can just use their hands and swipe. That will allow them to open the door.
3 Square Market makes vending machines with credit card chip readers. Experts wonder if this is all a publicity stunt and worry about the loss of privacy.
You want someone knowing every time you enter or leave a room or use a copy machine. There's a degree of autonomy that's lost with this, person-to-person, one-to-one tracking. You can never leave it behind. You can't really turn it off.
I think it's a step towards the future.
But assembly line manager Eric White thinks the chips could eventually save lives.
Somebody who's allergic to something or has a condition, they could scan your hand and all the information is there.
The technology is already being used in Europe, but the company hoping to popularize the chips here in the U.S. is far from tech hubs like Silicon Valley.
So watch out. River Falls, Wisconsin might be the next big thing.
And we're glad to be a part of it.
3 Square Market is working with a Swedish company to embed the microchips in its employees. Everybody wants to know, how big is it, right? It's the size of a grain of rice. You see that right there? A professional piercer actually has to put it in the person's hand. Now, to remove it, I'm told, it's just like removing a sliver. The pain factor, by the way, is like getting your ears pierced. Nora?
Wow, Jamie, thank you. Gail,
I don't have my ears pierced
I know.
either. I know you're getting ready to say that. I will give birth to children. I will not get my ears pierced. I know it's very futuristic. I get it. But I think, what's wrong with just taking out your card? But good for them.
I think it's the wave
curve.
of the future that we'll all have implanted chips that have our medical records.
So you would do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're carrying around a phone anyway. That
You would do it too, Charlie, wouldn't you? See?
Okay.
I need to catch up. I need to catch up. No